Welcome to the Succulent Home with me, Melissa. And today I'm going to do a home decor video incorporating how I create a space that's inspiring but utilizing a little piece of space that's in my living room. Now, if you're new to my channel, thank you and welcome. You are in a place where we encourage one another to pot amazing succulents and learn and discover a green thumb that a lot of us didn't know we had until we had this extra time. But also home decor. I love home decor. I love creating spaces that are inspiring and makes your house a home. So today I'm going to incorporate a succulent and this little space in a corner of my house, hoping to inspire you in your home. You don't have to have a big home. You don't have to have all these nice, like, brand new things. So don't think that at all, because I'm a major thrifter and I love that too, okay? And I always am down for a bargain, okay? So you're not gonna find a lot of like restoration hardware or like some really expensive like home decor stuff. You're gonna find that I either found a dupe for an expensive Pier 1 find, or you're gonna see that I thrifted something that looks pretty darn close, or I found the exact same restoration hardware item, but at a lower value somewhere else. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being a girl's girl and showing you and telling you how to get the deal. Well, today, you see this little square space? I have a chair. I have a pillow that came with my couch, and my couch just didn't need that many pillows. So in order to blend the two furniture pieces together, I threw one of the pillows that was on the couch right here. So now it makes this whole room cohesive, and they didn't even get purchased together at the same place. So that's another thing you can do. Get some pillows and blend your whole room by using pillows. Okay, let's move on, because I really want to talk about this table. I want to talk about how in a little corner of your place, you can get a small table, preferably a circular one. If you get a square one, it's just going to take up more room, which makes it look more tighter in this space, which is why I'm saying point number 2, get a circular table, but if you can find one that has glass, that's a plus. Why? Because you can see through it, which creates more space. That's what you want in smaller spaces. You want to make a small space look like a larger space. So, and it's also easy to clean up. You're not gonna have to worry about wood, like wood rings and all that stuff. Another trick that I have is, because if you're sitting here and you want to use, like, put a glass with some drinks, spray and clean your glass top with Rain-X, because then now if you spill, or if your drink is so cold that the water comes on the outside, it's just gonna bead on top of the glass. You're not gonna have to worry about it running over and spilling onto your rug, because it is a glass top, so it lifts. You don't want water falling through there or anything else that you're drinking. Don't worry. Whew, that could have been all bad. Okay, it didn't break, so it's good. So get Rain-X. That's just my little tip. It really does help, because if you do spill something, it just like right away goes to that beading like formation. Let's keep it moving. I'm gonna show you what I got to make this really cool. And these are probably things you have at home, okay? Keep watching. Okay. So now you got pretty much a blank canvas right here, okay? But you have 2 sections. So if you have an end table like mine where there's 2 sections, you're not gonna wanna forget the bottom. But let's go ahead and work on the top. So if you have some books laying around your house, look around your house and see what colors are working in your home, okay? Me, I'm trying to stay with neutrals, earth tones, with hints of black. I'll do a little pop of some peach, or even some blues and greens, obviously because of my succulent. So you're gonna see green. But we wanna start off with, I'm gonna use books, okay? I got these books got this beautiful one. Actually, it's called The Treasures of the Egyptian Museum. Now, I'm not getting these books just because I don't want anyone to look in them or use them. I want them to be able to be useful, right? But I want things that are decorative, useful, and also something that's like eye-catching to like people who come and, you know, I entertain. So I already dusted and cleaned the table off. That's another thing you want to do. You want to make sure there's no fingerprints, okay? Especially if you're working with glass, because that's just not cute. Just remember that. Okay, so I got this book. Actually, it's like a $50 book plus. I got it at an estate sale for $10. This is actually a really cool find. If you don't want to keep the cover, it's perfect because it's all black and it has like the gold, which is gold and metals are totally like what I'm going for in here, mixed metals. So that gold embellishment is fine. I preferably want this cover. I like it. And this is going to be the base of my end table. You might be thinking like, wow, you just covered your whole end table. Like, where are you gonna put a drink? Well, really, this isn't an area where I am gonna have a drink, but if you were going to use this as something like you were gonna sit here and drink or eat, then you would just use maybe a smaller book as your base, okay? Like that. So you still have plenty of room right here and behind. But I'm not gonna be drinking here. If anything, I'm gonna be reading in this little nook. So go ahead and let's start layering. You wanna make sure that the book cover is on the book even. I'm gonna put it right up to the edge of the two like poles that meet. I'm gonna put it right there, as you can see right there. Now you can see it from right here. Sorry about the glare. Then I'm gonna go next with another book on top of here. I did take the cover off of this. This actually is Justin Timberlake. This is actually a really good book, you guys. Has pictures of him. It tells about his whole story. I just really like this book. I did take the cover off because I wanted it to be all black. And I'm gonna line it up with the very end right here. So that's what you're gonna wanna do. You're gonna want all the books, at least in this design, to be all straight, matching on that end. I'm gonna add a little pop of color with, you know your girl had to have another plant book. This is actually the Inspired House Plant. It's by Jen Stearns. I actually really, really love and appreciate this book right here. And I know it's also like a go-to for me, just about houseplants, because as you know, I've been discovering my green thumb for houseplants indoors. And it also has some recommendations with like cactus and also a succulent here and there, but mostly houseplants. So that's my little pop of color. I'm gonna edge that up to be even at the end. And then last but not least, like you're gonna know who I am just from like the books, okay? Like I love history, okay? I would say I don't love, but I like certain pop culture and obviously houseplants and succulents. And then last but not least, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., American Values. This actually is a really good book and it is inspiring. And it has pictures of Robert when he was younger with his dad and just different like moments in life's history. And so if you know me, you know that I am also a woman of God who really gets inspired on history and learning from it. So then I'm going to put that at the end and it's all edged up like you can see. So this is my foundation to adding to the end table and the look and getting inspired. Next, the the little color green. This is a Sansevieria. This is obviously in the succulent family, and this is my way of adding succulents inside my home that I know will be successful. I know that as this grows and it gets thick, I'm not gonna have to worry about it like outstretching or losing its shape, like as if I had an Echeveria. If you had an Echeveria in your home, that wouldn't be like the greatest one to choose because it's not always gonna be sunny in here. So, especially now that fall's here and you can already see like just outside doesn't look as bright as it did in summer. So pick a succulent or a cacti that will get some light, but doesn't need so much direct light that it will lose its shape. Sansevieria, this one is perfect for indoors. And I'll put it at the edge, just like that. I love having the white vase, the pot that it's in, because it balances the white marble that's at the bottom. Can you see? Sometimes we don't think of things like that, but if you're wanting the whole space to be cohesive, think about the colors that you're using and just the whole look in general. So from the bottom to the top, because you want to balance it out. Now, it didn't have to be an all white pot like I chose. You could pick a pot that maybe incorporated a white or maybe a wood or whatever. But in order to blend the two, I chose for an all white one. The next thing I'm going to use and I'm sure you guys saw this in my last video with my home decor haul. If you didn't, go check it out. But this is my eclectic way of adding a little personality to my space. So I picked up these little gold, which is one of my accent colors in my house, glasses. And I'm going to set them right here. Now, as you can see, I'm turning it in a way where you can see it from the front, but you also see it on this side as I sit on the chair. But it's like my little like play off on the books. Get it? Reading glasses, books, they go together. But yeah, that's my little play on each other. Now, last but not least, I don't want to not stop there because I have this section down here. And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow, I really like the eclectic look of the glasses. Let's keep this eclectic, fun. Decor should be fun, guys. I told you this all the time. You should not take yourself so serious when you pot an arrangement because look we switch it up, okay? Sometimes how we think we're gonna pot an arrangement isn't how it ends up. So home decor is the same, okay? So I'm incorporating this guy. This is my beautiful monkey. I actually got it from Ross. You guys saw this too. It was in the same home decor haul with the glasses. And I think it was like $12.99. I'm still in need of the one that says, I see no evil. This is covering its mouth. So basically it's a statement of speak no evil. And I'm all about that here. You know what I mean? Speak kindness, speak love, speak words of life. And this is it. This is my reminder. And it's a little black monkey. Isn't that just great? And I have the white monkey that's covering the ears that I'm gonna show you on the other end table too. So if you guys message me below, because I'm looking for now the gold monkey that is covering its eyes for the see no evil. Like I said, so if you've seen it somewhere or it's online, hit a girl up in the message, in the comments below. I'm gonna add this one right here. Just like that, to finish off this whole section. I'm so proud of this. I just am so inspired when I look at this section of my house. I really am. And let me move over. So as you can see why this is so inspiring for me to sit in a place where I can read and look outside while I sit in this beautiful space that I created for myself. It's technically not a space where I would have a like drink or a snack, but it's definitely a space that I would read in because of the lighting and the inspiration of what is decorated on the end table itself. You guys, I couldn't forget the other end table for you. I mean, seriously, you can't just do one end table and not the other. Well, you saw the one that I just did on the other side of this room. We're in the same room. So I had to make sure that the other end table was just as cohesive in matching with the same kind of balance that I gave that one. I needed it to balance with this one. So, as you can see, there's not a lot of things on this end table, which is another point of view for a home decor option. If you're someone who feels like less is more and you don't want the whole stack of books and the layering that you can do, like we did with the last end table, you can pick 3 or 2 statement pieces that are more of a larger scale. Like I did here, there's only 3 pieces here, and it can still make an equal punch to a home decor style. Okay, let's just show you. I got these gold cactus accessories for your home from Home Goods. This was in the same haul that all the other things that are on the other table were in. Now, in order to bring a balance and a cohesiveness to each end table with one another, I picked the gold because remember the gold glasses. But I got a larger one to go back here, and I got the smaller one, okay? You don't have to have balance by having equal size options, okay? I believe balance comes not just in size, but in color and in style. What I mean by that is it doesn't have to be exactly the same, but the color could bring them together, bringing that balance, okay? So maybe they're different in size, but the color is what brings the balance. So I picked the smaller version to go on this side, okay? If I would have picked the same exact size, it wouldn't have been as complementary to the white monkey. So the black monkey I got on the other side at the bottom. This time I got the white monkey with the covering the ears. So they're not exactly the same, but because they're the same in height and stature, and even in like the way the glaze is. And although it's white and not black one, it still brings balance to position it right here. Now I opted to put it on the top instead of the bottom like the other end table because I feel like I don't want it to be too matchy-matchy as far as where I positioned things. But again, they're cohesive because they're the same in stature, and they're still mimicking each other on each, end table. Now, again, only 3 pieces. But it's just enough because they're on a larger scale. It makes a statement all on its own. So I didn't have to do so much layering. And I kept it really simple at the bottom, and I made it purposeful. It's just a box of Kleenex. So I didn't forget the bottom of this one, but I didn't need to have to force myself to put a plant or a home decor accessory that wasn't functional. So I picked a neutral color Kleenex box. And these are the good ones with lotion. So my guests get the best, but it also is in a color that is cohesive to my style in my home. I feel like the little touches we can't ignore. It would look so like off, and for some people it would be like, Melissa, it's just a box of Kleenex. It's not just a box of Kleenex to me. It's a part of me wanting to decorate my home with function. So I'm gonna choose a colored box that fits my my color chart that I'm using here. I don't even know if that's the right word, but my color decor here. And so I didn't want it to take away from any of the decor, so I picked a good neutral, because as you can see, I like a good neutral couch too. Functional at its best. And you can't forget the little green in the house, okay? So my house isn't that basic. What's bringing my color is the golds that I chose, the black and the iron, as well as, like I told you, I added that peach, but also I'm letting my plants and my succulents and cacti be one of the like main focal points in my home. Like you see that plant right there. Like your eye, not just because you're a plant lover, is drawn to that plant. It's because color draws your eye. So be strategic when you're putting color in your home, because people's eye is automatically going to be drawn to that first. Look at that beautiful, luscious plant. Pick a good plant. It'll draw people's eye because of the color. And don't try to have too many different colors to where they're kind of like combating each other, unless your home decor style is more of a vibrant bohemian. If you're more of a vibrant bohemian style, even a Spanish style, of course, all of those colors, reds, blues, greens, they all are complementary. But if you're trying to stay true to more of an earthy, nature, toned down bohemian farmhouse style, you're gonna want to pay attention to the colors and let your plants speak for themselves in adding to your home decor. Well, hopefully you like these home decor tips with me, Melissa, at the Succulent Home. This is my way of sharing with you what I love to do in the house as much as I share with you what I like to do outside of the house. This is just another way of blending outside with inside. Until the next video, you guys, God bless. Bye.